if I could choose where my tax dollars went, like a tier system, my tax dollars would never go to a fucking war or anything to do with the military.
NANI?!
Dynamite! Dynamite!
Here's other information just in from the correspondence traveling with.
All right, let's do this. Hey guys. It's a crazy world we live in. And I always say this, like I always do say, my name's Heero, this is the Identity Booth. My job is to try and identify with you as you try to identify with me. And I'm about to say some things that might be triggering to a lot of people. It's going to trigger people who love our military, who love our veterans, who think 9/11 was the worst thing that ever happened to this great nation and completely ignored the 400 years of slavery and bondage. If you feel at any moment that what I'm saying is raising your blood pressure, making your sphincter tight, causing you chest pain, I want you to first and foremost pause the video, scroll down, like, share, and subscribe. You feel me? Go kill yourself. No, seriously. Relax. I'm probably talking about you, and I don't care that I'm hurting your feelings, because when I say America is built off of racism, everything isn't about race, but the Klux Klan monument that is currently located at West Point, the most prestigious military school in the country, the fact that it's been there for decades, generations, and people high and low know about it, but have never thought to remove it, is further proof of this racist integration that America refuses to acknowledge. Because once they did all the racist thing in the past, we can't have people talking and learning about racism. You can't have that. We can't have that. I'm dying. Oh my God. I've died. Here we go. Excuse me. We can't have people knowing the truth about how racist our country is. Because if the world ever knew how racist we were, what would be our bargaining chip? When we say we're going to Afghanistan 20 years ago to liberate them and bring them democracy, and then we leave in a rush, 3-day exit plan with 14 days notice, no strategy, nothing, none the better, and less than 24 hours, the same regime we had been fighting for 20 years used the weapons we left there to take back over the government. So, some great nation we are. The Ku Klux Klan plaque is mounted at the entrance of West Point Science Center. Congressional Commission finds. The bronze plaque at the U.S. Military Academy includes an image of a person in a hood and the words Ku Klux Klan below it. Now, this is the image. And I want you to know something. This is not a picture of Robert E. Lee. This isn't a monument to one of those bitch-ass Confederate people that lost the war. And, you know, people don't understand history, so they just say, you know, he was a great general. That's why we're honoring him. Yeah, my heritage. We've heard that one before. This is strictly just a monument to a dude in a hood with a rifle with the words Ku Klux Klan underneath it. No one in particular, no one special, just an aggregated message to the Klan. An accepting, welcoming message to the Klan. Ku Klux Klan plaque is affixed to the entrance of the U.S. Military Academic Science Center at West Point, New York, a congressional commission has discovered. In a report released this month, the naming commission, which is reviewing Defense Department assets to identify and remove Confederate commemorations, including a photo of the bronze plaque that the words Ku Klux Klan are underneath. A depiction of a person in a hood holding a rifle. The plaque is part of triptych. What the fuck is that word?
Triptych.
Triptych at the entrance to the Bartlett Hall West Point Science Center, according to the commission. Do you want to know? Like, someone asked me the other day, like, dude, what do you think about the people? What about the people who served? What about the people who served who look like you? Well, we know, statistically speaking, you pick people who are brown and black and poor because you can entice them with money. They didn't pick to. No black person chose to go to military, and if they did, Get Out is a real movie. But them choosing to go fight their wars and shit like that, like if I had it, ooh, man, don't even let me start with this, because if I was to be honest, I would never, if my tax dollars, if I could choose where my tax dollars went, like a tier system, my tax dollars would never go to a fucking war or anything to do with the military. Tier system, top 10 from bottom to top: healthcare, infrastructure, science and technology, education. Fifth one, probably something along the lines of like voter, like to increase voter turnout. If the fact that we don't have a tier system for how our tax dollars are spent is kind of crazy. Where you can vote where your money goes, but my money would never go to this, because why would I pay for people who clearly enjoyed the Klan to dictate who they want to go out and blow up and drop bombs on in the free world? The panel said it doesn't have the authority to recommend removing the plaque because it isn't specifically a Confederate monument. Oh, and that's because the Ku Klux Klan isn't deemed a terrorist organization. However, there is clearly ties in the KKK to the Confederacy. The report said the commission encouraged Secretary of Defense to address the DoD assets that highlight the KKK in defense and memorialization process that creates a standard for dispositions requirements for such assets. In the statement, the U.S. Military Academy said the triptych. What was the word again? Is this what? This is a word they've used twice.
Triptych.
Triptych was dedicated June 3rd, 1965, to the West Point graduates who served in the World War II and Korea. You want to know what's interesting about that? In 1965, was there any black people at West Point? 1965, West Point class. Yeah, based on this picture, there's an Asian dude there. But overall, it's a pretty white picture. It's a pretty white picture. No wonder why all of these people found it okay to have the KKK sign hanging up. Right? And West Point doesn't accept, condone, or promote racism, sexism, or any other bias. The statement said the Academy continues to graduate its most diverse class ever with respects to ethnicity, gender, experience, and background. Was established as part of the National Defense Authorities Act for fiscal 2021. That's crazy. So ultimately, this is going to garner a lot of attention. Hopefully it's enough to make this plaque go away. But I do want to bring to the mind of people that people did know about this. People had problems with this, but they didn't want to do anything about it because they secretly believe it's true. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of war crimes that America's responsible for. And it's hard for me to sit here and believe that our most prestigious school, when it comes to military training, having this plaque doesn't give us some credence to believe that they would believe in this. It's part of their journey. But the thing I feel most upset about is the unknowing black people. One, those are the ones I feel bad for. The unknowing people of color who went to the school, paid money to go to the school, and had to endure this out-of-body experience, this imposter syndrome, because they're at this extremely racist establishment under this racist system, fighting for this country that would never fight for them. And then for them to graduate and then hear and use this West Point as a badge of honor, just to find out that underneath that badge, underneath that hood, just some more racist people. So fuck West Point, fuck the Ku Klux Klan, fuck our government, fuck the military, fuck all aspects of it too. Fuck every war that you thought was worth it. Them crashing a plane into our building and us having a 20-year war just doesn't equate. Go fuck yourself, all right? And just to further expand on this idea is the military racist? Army 3-star general suspended amid investigation into toxic climate and racist comments. There he is in all his glory, suspended. An Army of 3-star general at the Pentagon has been suspended. When was this? 2022. This was in February. Wow. Pentagon has been suspended while service investigates claims that he created a toxic climate, regularly degraded others in public forums, went out of his way to criticize the performance of black officers, and made racist remarks. Task and purpose has learned. Ush. Lieutenant General Dunny Gamble, the Army Deputy of Chief of Staff for Logistics, head of the office commonly referred to G4s, was reported to the Army Office of Inspector General in September 2020 amid accusations he cultivated a toxic environment in the office. 2 months later, an office investigation was launched. Even that handshake doesn't seem for real. He's not shaking his hand for real. That's kind of sad. You can see it. You can see it. But when the generals are racist, what do you think the soldiers are out there doing, huh? It's not hard to believe, man. It's not hard to believe.